y'all, welcome back to Just a Girl Talk. My name is Janine. If you are new here, be sure to subscribe and turn your notifications on so you never ever miss an episode. So y'all, let me tell you the story. I was on TikTok like I always am. I love TikTok now. I'm a TikTok girl. I told you that. And I came across this live the other night. The live conversation was about women not needing men. The title was "Women Don't Need Men." That's what they said. Women don't need men. And I was just like, wait. I had to listen because I wanted to hear what these women were saying, y'all. It was a live of hundreds of women, hundreds. The panel had about 10 women, primarily black women, and the conversation was about exactly that. How women don't need men, they don't do nothing for us, they ain't been beneficial, they can't, like, they're just bashing, like there's no need for men. And I was just like, wow, who hurt these women? Who hurt them this bad that they are in an uproar? It was like, not only was I like upset, I was disappointed to just see that is what we are using our spaces for, to talk about things like that and to tear our community down. To say that we don't need men is just like wild. And it also is a thing where we are now projecting so much of our stuff onto other people. And we know the power of social media. Social media is so powerful. It sucks people in, and you got people following people and living their lives by the word of Just a Girl or Kiki Palmer or whoever. Like, people will listen to you if they like you that much. So you gotta be mindful about what you're putting out there, right? And I was just watching and listening to some of the women explain why they don't need men, and they said about how they traveled the world and they did everything by themselves and they didn't need no man. And I'm just like, so that's what we're doing now? That's what we're doing. And it was just so disheartening because there's a lot of great men out here. There's a lot of great men, especially black men, that you just haven't came upon. You haven't been able to come across yet. But what I will tell you, if you don't know this already, sis, you might never come across that man if you keep walking around with this "I don't need a man" mentality. How women don't need men. Because how all these babies, if we don't need men, how all these babies walking around here? How we keep having all these babies but we don't need men? How? We have to be very conscious and mindful of what we put out and what we are speaking over our lives. Because if you are a woman who is dating or wants a husband or, looking for a relationship, you cannot sit in lives where women are bashing men and saying that there's a need for a man, because you will unconsciously start to take that in your mind and your thought process and start believing that same thing. And you want to run away from those type of situations, right? I think that things have happened to many women that have hurt them, that has broken them, that have made them feel like that men are no good to them. But that does not mean that that's all men. What one man did to you, you should not punish all the other men, right? There are about, I believe, 19 million black men in the United States. 19 million. So we saying all of them are bad? All of them are not needed? When you, y'all, it's 19 million men. How many do you know? Like, let's think about this. So I decided to go on my TikTok and have a live and talk about how we do need men. Because I don't want to, I hate for it to be like a tit for tat or versus type of thing, but I really want women to understand that is not the reality, right? Don't let that one perception, but unfortunately, I want to say one, unfortunately, that's a lot of what I see on TikTok and social media. A lot of it is the bashing and you don't need men and I could do better by myself and I'd rather be a mom and rather be a wife because I don't need a man. It's all of that. That's all we hear. That is all that's being promoted, and that's all that is being blasted on your For You page. That's it. You only get to see snap of a finger, something that's positive, something that's worth like engaging in. So I think we as women have to figure out what went wrong. What happened to me that has made me start to think this way? And it could have started at a very young age. Your mom put that in your head very young. Your auntie, your big sister, your grandma, your friends. These are the people who can have put this narrative into your head, projected onto you, and now you are walking, breathing, and living your life with the I don't need a man type of energy. And it ain't cute. No man wants to hear a woman say how much she doesn't need him, because men want to be needed. A good man, he wants to be needed. He wants to be needed by his woman. I know my husband does. And I want to be needed by him. Because if you think about this, what if we had men, what if your man was on, we had somebody ask this question on the live last night. What if your man was on live talking about this after you just had a baby? And he went there saying, I don't need her, I want her, but I don't need her. How would you feel? Answer me in the comments, y'all. If you just had your husband's, your boyfriend, whoever, baby, and he was on a platform talking about how he don't need you, he don't need women, he just want her, how would you feel? Drop it in the comments. Would you be okay with that? Would you be cool with it, or would you have a problem with it? Would it make you feel some kind of way? Because I know it would make me feel some kind of way. Because what do you mean you don't need me? And it's not to be in an unhealthy way. This is not to be something that you are in a healthy, codependent, we can't live without each other. I can't go, I don't know, left and right without you. No, I'm not saying that. But we should have to be okay with, ladies, knowing that it's okay to need a man. Because a lot of things that we do, we need a man. Because if you say I don't need a man for whatever, right? Men don't bring me nothing, no value. But when something happens to your car, you call your dad, your brother, your cousin, your best friend, and they're all men. So imagine how it would feel if you only had to call one man for that job. You don't want to go through a list of people. You can just call your one man, that one man that you need in that moment. I need you, honey. Can you come get me? I need you, honey. Can you do this for me? There's nothing wrong with that. Well, I want you to do this. No, I need you to do this for me. And I'm going to say that to you because I know you're going to show up for me. I can say I can trust you to be there for me when I say I need this from you. I can trust you. You know what I'm saying? We got to be so mindful of, again, like I said, what we're putting out there and what we're receiving. I'm not here to tell anybody what to do. If you don't desire to be married or have a man and you live your life by yourself, okay. But I feel like we all know that God did not intend to put us on earth to be by ourselves. He didn't. He didn't. And women back in the day did not fight for women to have rights to also be by herself, to be single moms. That's not what the fight was for. Because those babies need their fathers. They need that man. You might not need that man, but what about those kids? And if we stop being so selfish and so caught up in what we want and what we don't need, what about what those babies need, that you keep having kids with this man that you don't need? Let's make it make sense, ladies. Your hurt, your trauma, your suffering, whatever you've been through has you walking out in a world like this. And you're blocking your blessings. You really are. You're blocking your blessings by continue with the same I don't need a man aura, because it's all over you. We can all smell it on you, and it's not cute. It's not pretty at all. It's not. But I want you to know that you can change that. And it starts with looking within yourself about where did I get this mentality from? Who am I holding on to this from? Who did this to me? Did I do it to myself? Right? Because a lot of stuff we do to ourselves. Have I not healed from my last heartbreak? Did what my mama tell me all my life, has that created who I am today? And why I can't find the right man, or why men keep running away from me, or why I keep walking away from men because I'm too afraid to be vulnerable and let my guard down and let him need me and me need him, so I leave? Because a lot of women are afraid to open their arms up and let their guards down because they don't know what's going to happen. So in turn, I don't need you, so I'm out of here. Whenever I have to ask you for certain things or do for me, I can't trust you because the last guy that I was with, I couldn't trust him. But give yourself a chance to know that he's not him. Do a better job of vetting to ensure that you don't pick the same type of man. That's the problem, ladies. We keep picking the same type of men and keep saying I don't need a man because you keep picking the same man who's never been dependable. Of course you don't need him because he's not dependable. So why do you keep picking the same undependable men? Stop picking the same men. Be able to heal yourself fully before you keep jumping in relationships and then letting yourself be hurt because what you keep allowing the same men into your life. So not the fact that women don't need men, we just don't need certain men. But at the same time, you have to be a good woman to be able to receive a good man. You cannot be a negative, nasty woman wanting a good man. Because who's going to want that type of energy around them? So keep that in mind, ladies. We got to be just mindful about what we put out, what we consume. Because it all has an effect on what we receive in our lives, what comes back to us. Okay? So, that's all for me this evening. I thank you guys for tuning in to another episode. Be sure to subscribe, y'all. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.